Have you ever noticed a strange pattern in your life? No matter how much you change your environment, no matter how many times you tell yourself, this time will be different, you seem to attract the same type of people again and again. Different faces, different names, different stories, but somehow, the same emotional dynamic, the same disappointments, the same intensity, the same distance, or the same chaos. And at some point, a quiet question starts to appear in your mind. Why does this keep happening to me? Many people turn to the law of attraction for an answer. Others turn to psychology. But what if the truth lies somewhere in between? What if you are not attracting these people because of bad luck, or fate, or because the universe is testing you, but because something within you is quietly asking to be seen? Carl Jung believed that much of our life is guided not by conscious choice, but by unconscious patterns. Patterns formed early in life. Patterns shaped by emotional experiences. Patterns stored deep within the psyche. According to Jung, we do not simply choose people. We are drawn to them, and often we don't even know why. You may believe you are attracted to someone because they are charming, intelligent, or emotionally intense. But beneath the surface, something much deeper is happening. Your unconscious is recognizing something familiar. Not familiar in a logical sense, but familiar in an emotional one. And familiarity to the unconscious mind feels like safety, even when it hurts. The law of attraction is often misunderstood. It's not just about positive thinking. It's not about repeating affirmations while ignoring reality. At its core, the law of attraction suggests that inner states shape outer experiences. Not what you consciously want, but what you consistently embody. Jung would agree with this idea, though he would phrase it differently. He believed that whatever remains unconscious does not disappear. It expresses itself through your life, including the people you attract. So when you keep meeting the same type of person, it may not be because you want them. It may be because your unconscious is still carrying an unresolved pattern. In Jungian psychology, early relationships, especially with caregivers, create emotional blueprints. These blueprints teach us what love feels like, what attention feels like, what safety feels like, what conflict feels like. And once these patterns are formed, the psyche tends to recreate them, not because they are healthy, but because they are known. If love once felt inconsistent, you may feel magnetically drawn to emotionally unavailable people. If affection had to be earned, you may be attracted to people who withhold it. If chaos felt normal, calm may feel unfamiliar, or even boring. The law of attraction doesn't respond to logic. It responds to emotional frequency. And your emotional frequency is shaped by these early imprints. One of Carl Jung's most important concepts is projection. Projection happens when we unconsciously place parts of ourselves onto others. Qualities we have disowned, emotions we haven't integrated, traits we don't fully recognize as our own. We then become fascinated, irritated, or obsessed with people who carry these traits. You may say, "Why do I always attract narcissists?" But Jung would ask, "Where have you not claimed your own power?" You may say, "Why do I attract emotionally distant people?" And Jung might respond, "Where have you learned to distance yourself from your own emotions?" Attraction often reveals not what we want, but what we haven't yet integrated. Jung described the shadow as the part of the psyche that contains everything we reject, deny, or suppress. This doesn't mean only negative traits. The shadow can also contain strength, desire, sensitivity, confidence, anger, boundaries. When these parts are pushed away, they don't disappear. They seek expression, and often they express themselves through the people we attract. You may repeatedly attract dominant personalities because you haven't allowed yourself to be assertive. You may attract people who need saving because you learn to feel valuable through self-sacrifice. You may attract emotionally intense partners because your own emotional depth was never fully welcomed. The shadow doesn't want to harm you. It wants to be acknowledged. Many people become aware of these patterns, but still repeat them. They say, "I know better now. I've done the inner work. I see the red flags." And yet the attraction remains. Why? Because awareness is only the first step. The unconscious does not change through insight alone. It changes through integration. This means not just understanding the pattern, but emotionally re-experiencing it and choosing differently. The law of attraction responds to who you are, not what you know. Here is something few people talk about. The psyche prefers familiar pain over unfamiliar peace. Familiar pain feels predictable, feels controllable, feels known. Unfamiliar peace feels uncertain, quiet, almost suspicious. So when someone healthy enters your life, your nervous system may not recognize them as home, not because they are wrong, but because they don't match your emotional blueprint. This is why attraction alone is not a reliable guide. Attraction often points to unfinished business. Carl Jung believed that the goal of psychological growth is individuation. Individuation means becoming whole, not perfect, not healed in a superficial way, but integrated. It means reclaiming the parts of yourself that were split off in order to survive. As you integrate these parts, something profound happens. Your emotional frequency changes, and when your inner world changes, your outer world follows. This is where Jung and the law of attraction truly meet. This sentence is often repeated but rarely understood. You don't attract love because you want love. You attract love when love feels safe inside your nervous system. You don't attract respect because you demand it. You attract respect when your boundaries feel natural to you. You don't attract emotional availability by hoping. You attract it when you are emotionally present with yourself. People are mirrors. They reflect the relationship you have with your inner world. The pattern breaks not when you find the right person. It breaks when the old dynamic no longer feels comfortable. When what once attracted you now feels empty. When you no longer confuse intensity with intimacy. When your body stops craving what your mind knows is unhealthy. This is not something you force. It happens naturally as integration deepens. One day you may notice something subtle. You meet someone who would have once fascinated you, and you feel nothing. No pull, no anxiety, no spark fueled by uncertainty, and instead you feel calm. At first this calm may feel strange, but over time it becomes familiar. This is how patterns dissolve, not through effort, but through inner alignment. The people you attract are not random. They are messengers. They reveal where you are still divided from yourself. And every repeated pattern is an invitation, not to blame yourself, but to understand yourself more deeply. As Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And perhaps the moment you stop calling it fate is the moment everything begins to change. Many people believe that once they understand their patterns intellectually, attraction should automatically change. But the unconscious does not operate through logic. It operates through emotion, sensation, and memory stored in the body. This is why you can consciously desire something new, while your nervous system quietly pulls you back toward what feels familiar. Carl Jung emphasized that the psyche seeks balance, not comfort. If certain emotional needs were unmet in early life, the psyche will attempt to recreate similar situations in adulthood, not to punish you, but to complete something that was interrupted. This is why the same emotional themes often repeat in relationships until they are fully experienced, understood, and integrated. From the perspective of the law of attraction, this repetition is not a mistake. It is a signal. The energy you emit is not based on what you affirm, but on what you expect emotionally. Expectations are shaped by memory. If deep inside you expect love to be conditional, unstable, or earned through effort, you will unconsciously gravitate toward people who confirm that belief, even if your conscious mind wants something different. Jung would describe this as a dialogue between the ego and the unconscious. The ego believes it is choosing freely, while the unconscious quietly influences attraction through emotional resonance. The law of attraction, when understood this way, is not mystical. It is psychological. You attract situations that match the emotional meaning you assign to connection, intimacy, and worth. Another important concept in Jungian psychology is the idea of the complex. A complex is a cluster of emotionally charged memories and beliefs that operate semi-independently within the psyche. Relationship patterns are often driven by complexes formed around abandonment, rejection, control, or invisibility. When someone activates a complex, attraction can feel immediate and intense, even if the relationship later becomes painful or draining. This is why chemistry alone is not proof of compatibility. Chemistry often signals activation, not alignment. It means something inside you has been touched, but it does not mean it is healthy or sustainable. Many people confuse this activation with destiny or spiritual connection, when in reality it is an unconscious pattern seeking expression. The law of attraction does not distinguish between conscious desire and unconscious need. It responds to both. This is why affirmations sometimes feel ineffective. You may repeat words about self-love and healthy relationships, but if your inner world still associates love with tension, sacrifice, or uncertainty, your attraction will follow the deeper emotional truth. Jung believed that growth requires confrontation with the shadow, not avoidance of it. When you consistently attract the same type of person, the invitation is not to judge yourself or others, but to ask a deeper question. What part of me is trying to come into awareness through this experience? What emotional lesson has not yet been fully integrated? Often, the people you attract embody qualities you have not yet allowed yourself to express. A partner who dominates may reflect your unexpressed need for agency. A partner who is distant may reflect a fear of emotional exposure. A partner who constantly needs reassurance may mirror your own unmet need for validation. As these qualities remain unconscious, they appear externally. This is not a flaw in the law of attraction. It is its function. It brings your inner world into form so that it can be recognized and transformed. Transformation does not mean forcing yourself to want different people. It means changing your relationship with your own emotional reality. When you learn to tolerate safety, stability, and mutual presence, attraction naturally shifts. What once felt exciting may begin to feel exhausting. What once felt boring may begin to feel peaceful. This shift can be unsettling at first. Many people fear that without emotional intensity, relationships will lack depth. But intensity is not the same as intimacy. Intimacy grows from consistency, trust, and emotional openness, not from uncertainty or emotional highs and lows. Jung warned that when people avoid inner work, they remain trapped in repetition. He referred to this as living out the unconscious as fate. From the law of attraction perspective, this means continuing to draw the same experiences until the internal pattern changes. The universe does not test you randomly. It reflects you accurately. One of the most overlooked aspects of attraction is the role of identity. You do not only attract based on emotions, but also based on who you believe yourself to be. If your identity includes being the one who gives more, understands more, or adapts more, you will naturally attract people who take more, avoid responsibility, or remain emotionally immature. As individuation progresses, identity shifts. You no longer define yourself through struggle or sacrifice. You no longer feel compelled to prove your worth through endurance. And as this identity dissolves, the attraction that depended on it loses its foundation. This is where the law of attraction becomes deeply empowering. You do not need to visualize specific people or outcomes. You need to become aware of the internal state you are consistently occupying. Your relationships are feedback, not verdicts. Another key insight from Jung is that the psyche seeks wholeness, not happiness. Sometimes repeated attraction serves growth rather than comfort. The goal is not to avoid difficult experiences, but to extract their meaning. Once the meaning is integrated, repetition is no longer necessary. Many people notice that after significant inner work, they experience a period of emotional neutrality. Attraction feels quieter. Relationships develop more slowly. This is not a loss of magnetism. It is a recalibration. The nervous system is learning a new baseline. In this phase, it is important not to return to old patterns out of boredom or fear. Silence does not mean stagnation. It often means integration is taking place beneath the surface. Eventually, attraction begins to feel different. Less urgent. Less consuming. More grounded. You no longer seek completion through others, because you are no longer fragmented within yourself. This is the psychological foundation of healthy manifestation. When Jung spoke of individuation, he described it as a lifelong process. There is no final arrival, but each layer of integration reduces unconscious repetition. Each insight, when embodied, alters the emotional signal you send into the world. So if you find yourself asking why you keep attracting the same type of people, consider this perspective. Your life is not stuck. It is communicating. The pattern is not a punishment. It is a message. And when the message is fully received, the pattern changes on its own. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like this video and subscribe for more gentle reminders of your inner power.